What film role was 100% perfectly cast? John Candy as Uncle Buck. Here's a quarter. Go downtown and have a rat gnaw that thing off your face. Hi Buck melanoma. Millie Russell's wart. No. I'm not her wart. She's my tumor. My growth. My pimple. I'm Uncle Wart. Just old Buck Wart Russell, that's what they call me. Or, melanoma head. They'll call me that. Melanoma head's coming. That scene is the very best. The cuts to the kid just outside the office, while Uncle Buck tells off that horrid woman are amazing. I want to believe it was done in just one take. Arnold as the Terminator. Arnold as Conan the Barbarian. The real answer. He was born to play that role at that time of his life. Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, to see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of the women. Very good. I miss that era of cinema and I wasn't even alive. De Laurentiis's legacy cannot be overstated. Flash Gordon, Dune, Conan. Well, I'll just let it speak for itself. Yes. Thank you. Puritans don't like him, but he is the Frazetta Conan, and he absolutely works as a man of few words who could conquer kingdoms. His physicality makes him a superhero, and the way they work it into the film via the Wheel of Pain is the best bit of montage exposition ever done. Puritans purists. Pilgrims with buckles on their hats don't like Arnie as Conan. LMAO. Purist Puritan pilgrims. The worst kind. Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday in Tombstone. Doc, you ought to be in bed. What the hell you doing this for anyway? Because Wyatt Earp is my friend. Hell, I've got lots of friends. I don't. My favorite line in the whole film. That or, he's down by the creek, walking on water. You retired too? Not me. I'm in my prime. I'm your Huckleberry. Yeah, you look it. That's Latin darling. Apparently Mr. Ringo is an educated man. Now I really hate him. Spins cup around. Why, Johnny Ringo? You look like someone just walked over your grave. Full Metal Jacket. All roles were brilliantly cast, but nah. Sergeant Hartman is the truest character in the film. Ali Ermey was a drill instructor in the Marine Corps and brought in only to advise, but he wanted the role. He put on a uniform and showed Kubrick how it should be and got the part over Tim Kalsari, who was already cast but moved to the door gunner's part. Edit. Wow, thank you, my first award ever. Ali Ermey nailed that role so hard no other actor will ever top his role as a drill instructor. He wasn't really acting, he was just showing what a badass he was in the Corps. He decided he would just be as he was, and even the actors weren't used to it. He taught them just like new recruits. He also refused to wear awards he didn't earn, and had a lot of issues wearing E7 rank during filming. This was later fixed by the Corps when they gave him an honorary rank of Gunnery Sergeant, E7, for completely embodying the values of the Corps. That moment when the sheer magnitude of your badassery gets even the Marines to show their respect. It's got to be a great PR role for them. Vincent D'Onofrio as the bug in the Edgar suit in Men in Black. The fact that he wasn't even nominated for an Oscar for that role is plain and simply a crime against humanity. Think about it. We all, well, cinephiles at least, are intimately familiar with who Vincent D'Onofrio is and what he looks like. And yet, there isn't a moment in that entire film when we aren't wholly convinced that he is anything other than a cockroach wearing human skin, uncomfortably. Actors get Oscars for playing humans with human problems. Not that far of a stretch for a human actor. But Vincent played a bug stuffed inside of ill-fitting skin, convincingly, and we snub him because we don't take comedy seriously. Slap yourself, Academy. Slap yourself right in the dick. Every time I really think about it, I realize how damn good and convincing he is in that role. It's insane. The things he can do with his facial expressions are wild. I'm so pleased I'm not the only one who noticed this. Kudos. He's a dude playing a bug disguised as another dude. Me. I know who I am. I'm a lead farmer motherfucker. Me. I know who I am. You da bug who don't know which bug he is. Daniel Day-Lewis as Daniel Plainview, There Will Be Blood. DDL as the Butcher in Gangs of New York. DDL in anything. DDL as President Abraham I'm 6 foot long Lincoln. He only takes movies that he's perfect for, so that's why every single movie he's in is perfect for him. No actor has got more into the brain of Abraham Lincoln since John Wilkes Booth. Tim Curry in Clue, Rocky Horror, Muppet Treasure Island, Ferngully, etc. Don't forget legend. Tim Curry as a giant red satyr was amazing to behold. Really, Tim Curry was smashing in every role he played. Really, Tim Curry was smashing in every role he played. That sums it up wonderfully. With the acquisition of Fox, Disney now owns 2 Peter Pan cartoons, including The Best Hook, as played by Tim Curry, Sigourney Weaver as Ellen Ripley, Bill Paxton as Hudson. That man was ready to get it on. And Michael Biehn, Paul Reiser, Lance Henriksen, James Cameron used to know how to write outstanding characters and cast them appropriately. Now it's just cookie cutter, generic bullshit. Lol, Paul Reiser. Underrated. I mean, he really did nail that slimy murderous corporate stooge type. Other honorable mentions: Jeanette Goldstein, Vasquez, Al Matthews, Appen, just all of them really. Wouldn't change a thing. Jeanette Goldstein, Vasquez, came here to say this. She was such a badass that she really sold the fact that the other Marines viewed her as an equal, but she was also really hot in a way that the 8 to 10-year-old me had a weird time reconciling. It's even more impressive when you contrast it with the other role she played in a Cameron movie. John's stepmom in T2. She fixed a pronoun. She was in Titanic as well. Can't forget Avatar. Anyone other than Andre the Giantess Fezzik would be inconceivable. If only he could have played the mountain that rides. Rest well, and dream of large women. One of the best lines of any movie. Relevant username lol. I'm just happy I got to comment on a Princess Bride post while it was still semi-fresh. Normally I'm a good 18 hours late. And I'm just happy to find another Princess Bride username. Me too. You seem a decent fellow. I hate to kill you. Alan Rickman in Galaxy Quest, though I could have posted just Alan Rickman and the post would have still answered the question. Everyone in Galaxy Quest was perfectly cast. What do you mean cast? It's historical documents. Galaxy Quest is my favorite Star Trek film. That's because it's the best Star Trek film. Technically it's only the 7th best Star Trek film. Patrick Stewart as Jane Luck Picard. This is way too far down. Captain Picard influenced me so much growing up. And he's played the part for near 30 years. Pretty much the whole TNG cast really. Trekkie me 10 years ago. Fuck right. Trekkie me now? I'd say the ones that nailed their roles best were probably Stewart, Spinner, and Dawn. Frakes was great as Riker, and McFadden as Crusher, but I could see someone else playing the roles and it's still working. Will did well enough with what he was handed, but I dare anyone to take up that role and do beautifully. Sirtis never really felt like she was actually needed, which sucks to say, because I like her, but frankly she could not convince me a ship's counselor was instrumental, despite the show trying to hammer it in our heads. Crosby sucked beans. Sorry to say it, but even when she came back as a wholly different character, she still whomped. I've saved Burton for last, but not because he sucked. He was frickin' great. But what sets him apart is, he just wasn't LaForge. I'm not sure I can explain it better, except when Stewart played Picard, he was Picard. When Dawn played Worf, he was Worf, and same with Spinner in his roles. Okay, now you need to tell us filthy casuals who all those people play. Patrick Stewart was Captain Jane Luck Picard, Michael Dorn was Security Chief Worf, Brent Spinner was Lieutenant Commander Data, Law, and Dr. Sim. Jonathan Frakes was Commander William Riker, Gates McFadden was Dr. Beverly Crusher, Marina Sirtis was Counselor Dina Troy. Maybe that missing doctor in her name explains a few things. Will Wheaton was Ensign Wesley Crusher, Beverly's son. Lever Burton was Engineering Chief Geordie LaForge. Edit. Keen readers will note I forgot to mention Denise Crosby as Tasha Yar here. That's because Denise Crosby as Tasha Yar is forgettable. Tasha could have got better if she stuck around. She wasn't exactly written well, though. She left because she spent most of the first season at the security station behind the captain's chair and all you saw were her legs. Her biggest story moment in that season was her getting it on with Data. She was basically a sex object instead of, an important officer and part of security. And her idea of playing her own daughter when she came back, Seller could have been awesome, but she wasn't.